I tried to learn about the meaning of my life, but I couldn't quite decide which good book to buy. 'Cause the life and priceless, finest nice white platypus. Listen to things that I touch, worship me, worship my stuff. Anyone that can make me a cynical, wow, many men went in it, but they couldn't get out. All of the things that we touch, suck all the life out of us. Running on fumes, what can I do? Waiting for my star to come through. Desperate for some motivation. Running on fumes, checking my views. Going for a comet that proves I don't need my motivation. I'm locked in, I'm stopped up, I'm in, I'm shopping. My face is frosted. I'm living life as if I'm already dead. I'm spilling cups and then I'm fucking the bed. I'm haunted, I'm dumped up, broken, no caution. My pace is daunting. I'm living life as if I'm already dead. I'm living life as if I'm already dead. I'm living life as if I'm already dead. I'll let the world, all this the crowds, make it stop 'cause I'm never enough. I'll let the earth slip by my fingers.
You guys hear me? 10-4, 10-4, 10-4. Audio capture. 10-4, can you hear me? Mic check. Mic check, mic check. That shit should be reading. Yes, yes, yes. Holy fucking cannoli. If you did, I just literally talked to myself the whole entire time there. Thank you to the ApeReunion gang. You guys are always looking out. Holy shit. That was a fail. Down mix to Amano. Hopefully that's what I need to do here so you can hear it on both sides. You can hear me? Can you hear me? Yes? No? Maybe so? Shit, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. This chat is super active. I know you guys didn't hear to see me fucking talk the whole time. So without further ado, let's bring in some of these legends. We have a StatCast, Rug Doctor, Ape Son, and Ape Mother. You know, you've seen that Guy Fawkes mask. Without further ado, let's bring him in and go crazy. All right, y'all ready? Yes, y'all ready. Of course you're ready. What's going on, homies? Welcome to the show.
What's good? Thank you so much for having us. This is awesome.
Dude!
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I'm so happy you guys are here. There's been a lot of technical difficulties, but I know you guys know how to overcome stuff. You guys have been on my radar. I've been buying nothing but ARs, not that type of AR, ApeReunions. For those that don't know who you guys are, can you go and introduce yourself one by one? Ape Son, you can go first. Welcome to the show, man.
Yo, what's up? I'm part of the ApeReunion team, and I mostly just sit on Discord and talk to everyone all day, make bot stuff. I'm like the Discord structure here. I do a lot of other development stuff, and I will do more in the future. But for now, that's what you guys should know me as. Come to me with any issues.
Dude, you make the bots? You're telling me the exclamation LFG? You made that?
That wasn't just me, but yeah, that was partially me.
Dude, I love that shit. That shit gets me so excited. Your Discord is popping, and it's slowly becoming more. It's like an avalanche. More every day it goes by, it's more and more people in there.
Yeah, you gotta talk to Rug Doctor about those stickers, though. Those are his.
Rug Doctor, welcome to the stream. You looking mighty good in that scarf with that hoodie with that obsidian crown. For those that don't know who you are, I know a lot of people do. Who is Rug Doctor?
Rug Doctor's here to alleviate all of your rug burns and build Rug Doctor's world. I'm the artist and dev for ApeReunion. Yeah, just one man on a team of 3, barreling down the NFT multiverse.
Dude, I got to give you a sound effect because you are a legend with the art. Here it goes, the Sheesh Choir. Yo, the art is fire.
That's a good one.
Holy smokes! How did you
That's
come?
really nice.
How did you make art like that? Where's that come from? That come from Valhalla? Where does that come from? Dream World? You're just a nerd, 80s gamer. Where's that stuff come from?
We were just like geeking out over some old school games in the Discord a little bit earlier, like 45 minutes ago, or maybe I don't even know. But it was, yeah, man, a lot of retro games. PlayStation 1, Game Boy Advance, Dreamcast, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all the goodies. A lot of Castlevania, Pokemon, Mega Man, just like everything. There's a little bit of everything sprinkled in there.
Dude, that's
even MS-DOS games, old school shit, Warcraft.
I love that. I wanted to have you guys on the show, and Ape Mother, I'm gonna get to you right now because there's something about this trio team here, which you guys are building. You guys are different from what I'm seeing. We are literally in a mini bear, and you guys are really chucking through, which is wild to me. It gives me the early nostalgic vibes of these early PFPs, like the Bored Apes, the Gutter Cats, these early people. You guys have that same energy, and that's why this is called ApeReunion has Bluechip energy. Ape Mother, you keep all the stuff together, apparently. For those that know who don't know who Ape Mother is, brief us in, man. Give us a spiel.
Yeah, I kind of do wear a lot of hats, but they're different hats than the other guys are wearing. So it's kind of crazy. There's a lot that goes on to do a project really well. So I had all of our operations, I had all of our business side, I had all of our strategic partnerships, all of our collab, all of our marketing, all of our socials, just kind of really try to keep a bead on the right things, making the right moves, and doing the community right in every way possible. So a lot of peer engagement, a lot of strategic behind the scenes stuff. The list goes on.
Sheesh. Wow. Way to wear many hats, and I think that's why you have the best hat in the game. I love that. I love that PFP, dude.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Like when we were talking about what we would be in this project, because one of the things that I love so much about the Web3 ecosystem is you can be whoever you want. And I proposed this name of Ape Mother, and Rug was all about it. And then to maintain the anon factor, he just came out of the woodworks and surprised me with this like incredible piece. And I was like, no way, this is so money. This is so perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, it is the perfect piece. Every trait you guys have is perfect. We're gonna go into it right now. I do have to play a soundbite. We'll do it live, guys. Out here in the dojo, ApeReunion's in the dojo. You're in the dojo. We do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
All right, we're doing it live. First off, foremost, how did ApeReunion get started? I know from my recollection, someone in the Murray Discord the off-topic chat was like, you guys got to check out ApeReunion. They have really low royalties. It's a free mint. These devs are really sincere. I think you made a really sincere message to the people, like, hey, we don't know it all. We're just friends that are building some cool stuff. For those that don't know, how did ApeReunion, like, how was it conceived?
Yeah, I met Rug in 2021, and it was kind of mutual, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rug, but it was one of those things where like talent recognizes talent. And we were talking behind the scenes, and it literally took like less than a couple conversations. We were like, do you want to build something amazing together and change Web3 and stop all this BS that we keep seeing? And so that's kind of the start of it. And yeah, there's so much I could say about that. But yeah, we met back in 2021, and the rest is history. We've just been grinding hard since then.
Rug Doctor, seeing all these rug pulls, seeing all these fake teams that are not even, like, some teams say they're women, they're really Russian men. Ape Son, you can chime in too. What is seeing all that mess in the Twitter Web3 space? Like, you saw a lot, huh?
I mean, people will go to any lengths in order to make money, so I'm not really surprised by what I see. As far as like, I mean, it's just what I'm really surprised to see is people falling for the same nonsense over and over again. I hope that we can like get people to sort of become a little more tech savvy and a little bit more picky with their decision making. You know, I want to see people look at our project and be like, well, these guys built all this stuff like with, you know, not really that much money and a pretty small team. They didn't really like ask much of me, and this team is asking a lot of me. And they, you know, I'm really questioning whether or not they're going to even be able to accomplish everything they're promising with all the money that we're going to give them. So I feel like even if that's all we accomplish, that's like huge.
Yeah, for sure. And do you guys go into these projects with like, especially your project, did you go into the projects expecting to sell out with huge expectations? Did you guys kind of keep your expectations low? Like, what was the sentiment when you dropped ApeReunion? And shout out to WK Bullish. How do you say WK Bullish to WKD Bullish together in one word?
You just say wicked.
Wicked Bullish is in the building. Cool. Legend. Director of vibes.
We didn't think we were gonna. Well, I mean, Ape Mother thought we were gonna sell out. Ape Mother had big plans. See, he knew we were gonna sell out. He was like convinced because he was a true believer. But I was like always kind of, you know, thinking like, what if we didn't sell out? What would our plans be? Part of our contract, like when we launched this thing, we had two projects that we allowed. I mean, you know, everyone knows that our project was a free mint, but not a lot of people know that we also had like a small allow list, and we also had a reunion list, we called it, and we also had two communities that we allowed like priority mint. And what that looked like was we wrote the smart contract in a way where like token holders of two rugged communities, Basic Bored Ape Club and Calcium for Bones, would get to mint before like the public mint. And that was like our sort of like mechanism for this project, and from the code point of view that we were going to use to mint out, and we didn't even need to because the mint just went wild.
I don't know what type of marketing you guys did, because I feel like I'm marketing for you guys and I'm not even a part of the project just because I fucking love it. I don't know what kind of voodoo spell you put everyone under. What is that like? What does the community mean to you, and why are they so like frothy?
Yeah, it's crazy that's your perspective, because like the way I see it is we're just trying to be genuine and legitimately change a lot of false narratives in this ecosystem. And so, you know, we didn't even get in audio chat like a Spaces or in our voice chat until 2 days before mint. And then every day since mint, pretty much, we've been in a voice chat, just hanging out with people. And I think a lot of it has come down to just getting out there and being willing to talk to the community about real things, educate them and inform them on what we're doing and why we're doing this. I mean, why did we start from a free mint? Well, it was because we wanted to flip the narrative that said, you need to have millions of dollars to build good software and good resources and good art and build a great project for the community. We're not saying that you don't need you can't use millions of dollars, but we wanted to take the approach of, let's put great pixel art in as many people's hands as possible. Let's take care of rugged communities as much as we can. So that's why we included the UI for these communities to authenticate into our pre-mint phase. Let's let the world know that this is our first project branching from Web 2 into Web 3, and that we're not going to make them pay to learn on our time. We're going to let them determine our value. And we just know, we've always known how much, we're engineers and we're developers, data scientists and artists. Like, we have so much to give this community. And so we just wanted that skill to speak for our value instead of doing it the other way around. And then additionally, just help as many people as possible along the way and get them thinking about, why am I paying 0.1, 0.25 for these projects? Like, what are they doing? And then what does it mean when a free project delivers on everything that some of the most top tier projects are doing in the space? And then, what are they going to think when they see us in 6 months from now, when we've delivered some even crazier ish that I can't talk about quite?
Dude, ApeSon, when were you on board with the free mint at the time, or you were just, what does that?
I've been along for the ride. I've purely been along for the ride. I've done a lot of thinking for this project as well, but most of the ideas spawned straight from Ape Mother and Rug Doctor. They were the free mint, and I was just like, damn, I like that idea, so I'm gonna follow along. I've liked every idea that they've had since the beginning.
I don't really see a lot of free mints succeed in the game. I know I've been around for a while, so I remember the fast food punks. They're still around, but they don't have that frothy community like you guys are building. Do you guys know any free mints that really went crazy in this NFT, PFP, just Web3 world?
I'm trying to think. I mean,
I only know one mint. I only know one free mint at all. The only free mint that I know.
Hold on, I gotta laugh to that. Hold on.
MFers. Or crypto. What is it?
CryptoPunk was free, right?
No. What's it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't around when that happened. But there's that 3D frog project, the Cryptoads, or not Cryptoads, the
Rare Pepe. No.
What's it called? I'll tell you in a second. The artist is McGill, and he makes these 3D.
Croaks?
Yeah, Croaks. Yeah. So Croaks did an MFers free mint, where McGill made a bunch of 3D MFers, and that's the only other free mint that I even know about.
The chat is coming in with some answers. It says NFT Worlds was free, I think. Shout out to Lucky the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th, by the way. Sheesh. It's a movie.
Let's go.
Happy Friday the 13th. I gotta put the let's go soundbite.
Yeah. Happy Kendrick Day.
Let's go.
For sure we're not reinventing the wheel in terms of being a free mint. For the timing that we were in and the explosive growth that we saw since December in the NFT ecosystem, nobody was doing this way. And from our perspective, nobody was taking care of the community, being responsible. Nobody was delivering at the pace. Nobody was starting from a free position. Everyone that I saw and I even supported was coming out swinging at 0.08 or above mints and making a bag, and then we've all just been waiting. So not throwing shade.
Dude, we have been waiting. I've been waiting. Sensei has been waiting on the DOJO in the in the position for a long time with these projects. That's why.
We're not trying to throw shade by any means. We just really wanted to bring people back to earth, so to speak, in terms of how we're leveraging this technology, what we're doing, what kind of timelines are being proposed, what kind of technological innovation is actually being produced, and then just flip the narrative upside down completely. So
when you guys say that you have a engineering background, do you dox yourself in the sense of who you worked for before, or what was it like working in the Web 2 space for engineering compared to where you're at now? I'm pretty sure you guys feel like you all are on your purpose, correct?
I mean, I'm gonna definitely ask Rug to speak on this too, because his experience is so much different than mine. But we're both bringing, a decade or longer of, scaling products, deploying software to production, leading teams, being innovative strategically and operationally, and that's just on like kind of the infrastructure side. That's not even on the tech development side. And so we've also been in this Web3 space since 2018, just as like collectors, and it's something that captivated us early on. And so unfortunately, but fortunately for us, we were able to learn from a lot of others along the way and know how to do right by the community. And I'm not saying we don't make mistakes, but we're really trying to do right. So
Rug Doctor, you want to take that over? I mean, what does it feel like being an engineer in this really weird Web3 cartoon world? What does it feel like? And do you not miss Web 2 at all?
I mean, that's the thing. That's like the best kept secret of Web3 is that it's like 90% Web 2. And then there's like a blockchain deep underneath all of the Web 2 stuff. It doesn't feel really any different than doing what I was doing before. That's like what I learned. Like all of the stuff that I had to build to launch this project was like 90% Web 2 and then a Solidity contract deployed to mainnet on Infura. So it's really not as much Web 3 stuff as you think.
For sure.
There's definitely like a lot of hype.
A lot of hype. But we have builders, and you guys been building through a bear market. Why did you name it ApeReunion? Who taught you to create some really crazy pixel art? Did you have like a master sensei? Because you see a lot of pixel art in the game. I don't want to name all of them, but they don't have that color and that pop that I think ApeReunion has, and a lot of my friends are noticing. So why name it ApeReunion, and how did you get so good at the art process?
Well, it's called ApeReunion because I mean we used like the foundation of an ape, which is essentially a meme. It's like I mean I say this a lot, but I think it's pretty true. It's like the Campbell's soup of pop art is like the meme in NFT projects, because it's like it in itself is like a medium, So when you think like, oh, I'm gonna make like an art piece, what am I gonna pick as a subject? What am I gonna paint with and paint on? You might pick a landscape and paint on canvas with oils, or you might pick a portrait and paint on the wood panel with acrylics or whatever. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna pick an ape and I'm gonna paint with pixels on a computer screen. Like it's not really that different to me,
Nice. So when it comes down to picking all these traits, like what did that take? Well, like all of these you got underwater designs, you have like devils, you have fezzes, like that's just the kid in you coming out and just go exploring shit.
I mean, a lot of it is a tribute to a lot of existing collections. There's a lot of inspiration from like other collections, like many collections. I did a lot of market research. There's some throwbacks to BBAC. There's some throwbacks to Bored Ape Yacht Club. There's I pulled some traits from like Losers Club, some traits from Doodles, some random like projects on other blockchains that probably no one's ever heard of, and references from anime, from like books and stories and films. I mean, there's so much, yeah,
you got the gold dress. Isn't that like Beauty and the Beast? Yeah.
Which one?
The gold dress. It's like a gold frill, like showing the shoulders.
I don't even remember.
The cloak, the clasp.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes you draw something and you don't even realize where the inspiration came from. I mean, we're all just like a lot of ideas they just come out. Over the years you build up sort of like a library of inspiration and references, and then sometimes it'll just materialize. So.
What's the trait that you love the most, or you've been seeing that the community is like rallying around? Like what trait? Is it the GM sweater? Someone said slime head. What is it?
I mean, I know Ape Mother was the GM sweater. I mean, I think that frog hats are kind of legendary. They're definitely a cult classic. And then there's obviously the Blue Crew. So I don't know what other traits people are into, but I know for sure Blue Crew and the Frog Hats definitely have their own little gangs.
Shout out to the
I
Blue
can
Crew.
tell you,
For sure. The Blue Crew is iconic. They're even iconic in the Bored Apes because shout out to my homie Metamori. I know you're a part of the dojo. You got to get on ApeReunion. He's a blue ape till he dies. I feel like blue apes are just like chill, cool, collected.
I gotta say, like when there's some cool stories for me working with Rug through this process. Like when we first spun up this idea and he started creating pixel art, he had actually already started working on this behind the scenes, and then he was like, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, 100%, like no question. And then he just basically like showed me what he had already prototyped, and I was like, all right. And we had decided early on that we wanted to like kind of represent this, like, you know, like the kingdom, the colony, so to speak, like not, I don't know if royalty is the right word, but like just kind of like a higher nobility, and like pulling in apes and those people who were left stranded in discords from all corners of Web3, you know, into the reunion party. And then I remember like early on, like he was so nice to me. Like every time he would just ask me like, what do you think about this? And I would come back with just so much to say. And as an artist, to like receive that criticism or feedback, and then just be so amicable and such a, like, so willing to hear me out was kind of crazy. And so I will say, like, I was a big fired up about the cape, like flying in the wind, if that's what you're talking about, like the clasp and the Beauty and the Beast. But every time like we would meet, so we did a ton of UAT on this project. I mean, and a lot of you know, we generated the collection 10 times for so many different reasons. But because at one point we had about 400, Rug had made about 480 traits. And by the time the collection got published up to IPFS and released to the world, we had, I think 381 is what we have now. And we would meet like every week. We had a regular twice a week cadence. And then obviously we were talking all throughout the week, but like those two meetings were like hammer it out, like let's answer all the things and do the UAT stuff. But he would come back after like a 4-day break and he'd be like, hey, I made 50 more traits. Hey, I made 50 more traits. I'm like, like what? And the pace that he can create at, and like the creativity, and like he's actually even said it, and I'm just so hyped on it, because he was like, man, if we had like another 2 weeks until we launched this project, we probably would have had like, you know, 500 traits or something crazy. Like he just has so many ideas.
Dude, master of the craft. Right there, it shows you that you guys take the time to master the craft. I don't know how fast. Do you guys believe that you should under promise and over deliver? Is that like ApeSun? And you can chime in, like, what does under deliver and not over promising but under delivering mean?
You gotta drip market. You gotta drip out the information very slowly about what you're gonna put out, and then people have limited information, but they have so many rumors that they're spreading, and then you drop the big product all at once, and everyone's like, oh my god, I never could have expected. And that's how you do it. Actually, it's a secret sauce right there.
Secret sauce for sure. You guys got a lot of secrets under your belt. I know that we might have a giveaway. I don't want to say we have a giveaway. We might. If you stick around, tell grandma to come on the stream, like the stream on all platforms. Go crazy in the chat. What I wanted to know, do you, as engineers and from Ape Mother and Rug Doctor, did you guys figure out, because I talked to a lot of different projects, and some of them have like figured out traits and like algorithms of how the things work together when you use the algorithm for whatever. Sorry if I sound stupid, but when it comes down to like trait meshing, and you said you ran the algorithm, whatever, 10 times the trait generator. Do you guys have like an innovative way to create these traits and like make them look good, or is it individually choosing and picking what looks good and what, or is that all the algorithm?
There's definitely no algorithm that determined the outcome of this collect. I mean, yes, in the random generation of like the generative collection outside of the 101s was random, but like all of the the testing and like UAT we did on all of the collection and all the things that Rug created and ApeSun created as far as like the rarity distribution. Like we created all of that manually, and it's actually a phenomenal process. So we generated the collection, and then we plotted it in terms of a rarity distribution. We gave everything a rarity score with all of our layers and our traits, and we got to the point where we had what we considered the industry standard for our rarity distribution. But there's a couple things, like when you're looking at the collection, first and foremost, you can generate this like chart of what other people are doing. But when you look at it as a whole, like when you see the collection on OpenSea, does it like catch you? Like, does it pull you in? Do you really like the art overall? And we wanted to make sure that not only the top 10%, but the bottom 10% looked just as fire. So we generated the collection a couple times. We plotted out the rarity distribution, and then we just decided, okay, we need to do this better. And that's when Rug and ApeSun got super mathematical and crazy on us. ApeSun is a math wizard, by the way. He's
Let's go.
And so we ended up, Rug actually created a really beautiful like drag and drop interface where we could slide around the rarity distribution weights, and we could kind of see the plot beforehand. And since we had tested it a few times, we knew what we wanted to do. And I want to make sure ApeSun and Rug get a chance to talk about this, but from my perspective, it was really cool because we ended up getting very statistical about it and decided that we wanted to try to produce like a real normal bell curve distribution. And so that's when Rug reached out to ApeSun, and he wrote like a beautiful custom API script to pull in like a perfect Gaussian distribution so that we could generate the rarity as perfectly as we wanted it and then tweak it along the way.
How, Sway? I need you, Rug Doctor and ApeSun, I need you to talk about this. How did you do that? A slider of just showing options. You're giving options. You're literally tailoring your collection in the sense where it doesn't just look like dog shit. You're giving that variety. Can you talk about that API?
Yeah, I can speak to that. I mean, the goal of it was like there's two things that we wanted to achieve. One was we wanted to reduce the manual burden of assigning rarities, like individual rarities to each trait, because that's just an overly time-consuming task when you have like hundreds and hundreds of traits, and you'd have to redo it every time you added traits, right? So like I wanted to build the art pipeline in a way that it was like iterative, so I could like go back to square one and regenerate things and recreate and redraw stuff and push it through and get the final product like many times over. That's like a concept that's common in software development. It's just how you want to do this stuff. You want to be flexible and be able to change things from the start to affect the end, right? So that was kind of the first goal. And then the second goal was to create a pretty gradual distribution of traits in the entire collection. If you ever look at a collection and you sort of are looking through maybe your own trait sniper, right? And you're looking at like the floor and you're like, well, maybe I want to get something kind of cooler. And then you're going up and you're looking at like rank, 7,500, in a 10K collection, then rank like 5,000, then rank 3,000. And then like all of a sudden, you like go rank 2,999 and it's like, boom, there's like a bunch of new traits that just appeared right out of nowhere. And I don't think that's like, I don't think that makes, it doesn't look very good when you're looking at the collection as a whole, right? Because you're not just producing individual art pieces as tokens, and you're not just producing individual traits as layers, you're also producing an entire collection, right? And that philosophy ties back with why, you brought up in the beginning, the art looks good, right? It pops, the colors are nice and vivid and things like that. Well, yeah, I mean, that was all intentional too, right? I used like a very intentional, color scheme that was entirely consistent.
This is the way.
There's a lot of consistency in a lot of things, and the distribution of the traits is another element of consistency that we introduced to the collection as a whole. So
I'm giving you "This Is the Way." You can't hear it right now, but from The Mandalorian.
This is the way.
This is the way. You heard that? You heard her say that? Her beautiful voice, or him? That's amazing to I do understand when I'm on Rarity Sniper and seeing these brand new traits, and you guys kind of finessing the gamut in the right way, where you can have you can have all these traits distributed well, and then you can have those one-on-ones or the really ones that stand out, but all your stuff stands out. Even the solid color backgrounds ones stand out. The bear apes stand out. I've never seen a collection stand out as much as this. I have, you have, your gutter cats. I'm a huge gutter cat fan. The board apes, they stand out pretty well. But as far as the pixel art game, bar none. Apeson, when it comes down to the API as well, do you think math has a lot to do with the art of ApeReunion? Math.
I think that the math is why the collection's floor is so just clean looking. Like, you see that a lot of even low rarity apes will sell for high prices, or like even like you just wouldn't be expecting in them to be so high above the floor because they're so low rarity, but then you look at them and they're so clean and they look very nice. And that's actually just a side product of the rarity distribution that we use. Like, the way it works is, if you've ever taken a stats class in high school, you know what a normal distribution is, right? It's the bell curve. It's a normal bell curve. And, you can splice up that bell curve into a bunch of different little pieces, and you can actually match rarities to those pieces, since, if you splice up the curve into a bunch of pieces, there will be some that have a lot less and some that have a lot more percentage of the curve. So you can, depending on the amount of pieces that you want, you can have a better, cleaner distribution. And it actually causes it in a way that even low rarity apes can have super high rarity, like rare traits. And for some reason you'll be like, oh, why is this so low? And it's because that's the way that we calculate the rarity, is we want even the lowest traits and to be able to be paired with the highest traits and still be a low rarity, in air quotations, because like, what's really low rarity? What does rarity even
For real.
mean in general? But
You guys challenging the whole
just
status
so
quo,
nice.
it seems. Sheesh. Wild. I had a guy on the show this week named Mohammed, and he created an API or with Houdini, the 3D software, where you were able to, with all these 3D traits, because 3D, when it comes down to like meshing them and random generating for a PFP or whatever, the lighting is wrong, the object is not in the right position. So he was able to create this like 3D algorithm API, whatever the fuck it is, where everything is perfectly meshed with the lighting and everything. Like, if you had a squid arm, it goes over and the shadows are perfect. So if you guys ever decide to go 3D, I would love to connect you with that API, that algorithm. It'll go crazy. You guys would be the perfect people for that use case.
Let's go. That sounds awesome.
Is 3D not in the future of ApeReunion? What is in the future of ApeReunion? We know we have animations coming. I don't want to say token or anything like that. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but there's so much stuff that I could see happening with this project. What's in the short term, and maybe you can speak on the long term. Ape Mother?
Rob, just stop me at any point, because I can only say so much. But what I can tell you is, we kept our roadmap very simple. But if you look at it, those 5 lines approximately are actually pretty loaded. And we kind of got tired of seeing the over-engineered roadmaps that are full of just fluff, basically. But our roadmap was committed to a couple things which we've already delivered on. But I think it's cool to just go through the process. So we minted out, and then we revealed 2 days later. And then 3 days after reveal, 2 days after reveal, we dropped our own in-house built rarity tool on our website. It's our official rarity tool. It was a full software deployment. And then that gives us a bunch of opportunities to help different communities that may need to generate their own rarity distribution and be powered by ApeReunion, for instance. It also helps us with like our rug project goals, which I'd love to talk about at some point in this show. Following that, the goal was animations. And so I think a lot of people are still confused about it, and that's okay, because there's a little ambiguity. But what we committed to is that every single ape in the collection will be able to be animated. We've talked about how that's going to work a couple different ways, and I think we'll be able to release more explicit detail on that probably after Sunday. But one thing's for sure is when you go on OpenSea, this entire collection is going to come to life. And so it's going to be fully animated. And
has that been done before?
I mean, from a free mint, I don't think so, but maybe. But yeah, I mean, we're not the first collection to animate, right? Like there's other collections that have done it. The one thing I have to say is since we went heads down building this project, I've had less and less time to stay involved with what other projects are doing. So I really rely on like Wicked Awesome, Wicked Bullish, our community manager.
Great soul.
He's an amazing, I just got to quickly give him a shout out too. We're so freaking lucky to have such an amazing person as an extension of our team. And before he was the community lead, he was basically running spaces around the clock and just promoting and supporting us. He believed in us from day one, and just a stellar, outstanding individual. And it's just exciting to watch him accelerate, and we're just so lucky to have him part of the team. Okay, so I don't want to downplay that. I just had to throw that shout out to Wicked in there real quick though. But so we committed to animating the whole collection, and then following that, we've committed to pixel metaverse integration, starting with World Wide Web land. That is where we kind of start talking about Roadmap 2.0, which is something we've alluded to, but we haven't unfolded yet. And we will start to drip some of that material here very soon, because we don't want to keep everyone waiting for long. But the only thing I can say about that is if you haven't been jumping into our late night spaces where Rug Doctor and myself and ApeSun are hanging out, there is some alpha being dropped in those spaces.
Hold on. Before you say that, you said the keyword alpha. You know, in the dojo, we talk about APO. You guys don't know what APO means, but you will find out because the soundbite, he just said it.
Alpha plays only.
One more time.
Alpha plays only.
Alpha plays only, for sure. You telling me there's alpha that I could find in late night spaces and I haven't been in the late night spaces? What the heck?
Yeah, I think there's some stuff there. All I can say, and I'm not gonna say too much, but Rug Doctor's world is a vast world, and Rug Doctor has 15 plus years of deploying a lot of amazing tools and games and badass things. So we have some ideas and some things that we want to do, but just know that yeah, Roadmap 1.0 is just the beginning.
Rug Doctor, you kind of remind me of the Ben Morrow. I don't know if you know Ben Morrow. He worked on Halo, and he has a project called Huxley, but he's sitting on 10 years of fucking IP. Are you like that as well? You just have like 10 years of ApeReunion notebooks and shit. Like, can you say anything to that?
I don't have 10 years of IP, but I have 10 years of like, experience prototyping and building all kinds of things and stories and characters and what have you. So I don't want to leak too much, but the way that I look at this project is like, it's, like I make a lot of art and like a lot of projects that I want people to know about and buy and, play and participate in or whatever, but it's really hard to get an audience for your work in traditional ways, right? So like if I wanted to make art in the traditional art world, I might have to go and like network with, galleries and try to convince them to put my paintings in their gallery or something. And then like people got to go in and look at them and I got to talk to them and convince them to buy it and stuff like that. And like in Web3, all this just happens so much faster and you get way more exposure and people are just more interested in you. Like it's just, there's just so much more momentum. And I look at that, and I want that momentum for my other creative pursuits. So that's basically the idea is like I'm going to try to execute some of my visions in this space with this like following. People are really excited about my art and I've got a lot more to bring. So this is just the beginning, hopefully.
Just the beginning. My Blooming Path says Rug Doctor is a pixel Picasso. New trend he brought in NFTs, gonna be totally epic. Win. Wow. Shout out to My Blooming Path. Angel says APO. Someone says I'm in the UK. I'm missing on the USA side. You'll be able to watch this over on YouTube and Twitch. Don't worry. Let's fucking go. Wicked Bullish. When I go into your Discord, guys, there's a lot there. I remember one day I went to the Discord and people were like, "Hey, I could help make a game. I can make a game for ApeReunion." Is that all fluff talk, or is that real serious? Do you guys see a game?
I mean, we're not gonna like reveal anything right now. We have ideas. There's a lot of things. We have a lot of skills. We have a lot of ideas. We got a lot of skills. Where we don't promise on things that we can't execute on. So roadmap 2.0 will come, and I know everybody will love it. And yeah, I think that like that's part of the reason why people get so excited. Yeah. I think that's part of the reason why people love this project. You know, because a lot of people say that like the community is the pillar of the project, but I love our community, and I think I said this the other night. I don't remember when I said this, but community is not the pillar of this project. Like the three of us, this team is the pillar of this project, and like we're gonna carry this project, and we're gonna execute dope shit, and like that's why people are here. You know, because like, you know, we're not gonna lean on our community members to make this project succeed. Like we're gonna make this project succeed, and the community members are here to support us.
Ever heard.
You can't have a class without a teacher.
That is the realest shit. I even me, like, I kind of get lost in thinking that the community is the project. Like, but it's just it goes to show you that there's very few executing teams in the game. So that's maybe why I'm just only thinking about the community.
Yeah, I think it's a tough dichotomy because we're by no means demeaning how incredible it is to have this community, and we put a lot of our, you know, engineering resources and like thinking energy into building a safe place and a healthy place for this community, and spending time on Twitter Spaces, facilitating good environments. But at the end of the day, it's on us to carry out the vision, and it's on us to develop the tools. It's on us to market it and to get it in front of eyes. It's on us to like live up to what we say we're going to do. So we just want to be really careful with what we say, because even the like tag phrase you said earlier, you know, under promise, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to say it because I hate that. It's so stigmatic to me. Like, why can't we just let our skills show for themselves and let us just deliver? And then you guys can coin it how you want, but we're just trying to deliver and build and have fun along the way, and the community is an essential part of that for sure.
I love that. I love well eloquently spoken, like a true master. Guys, when I think about the ApeReunion, I think I need to play this. It's a movie for sure.
It's a fucking APO cherry stealing Granny's credit card for ass play movie.
For sure. Stealing Granny's credit card. Whatever you gotta do, take Granny's credit card, buy more apes. I'm just kidding. You know, we mess around with Granny in the show, in the dojo. But I wanted to ask your opinion on Vagabond, if you want to speak on that, about Azuki and just them being some people said they were a crazy dev team as well, creating new custom contracts, 721A, whatever. Do you guys have any thoughts about that aspect, or you just heads down, you don't even give a fuck?
I think we can't shirk our responsibility in this space. And so as much as we don't want to talk about it, I think we've put ourselves in a position to be kind of like a cornerstone of integrity and represent the right that should be happening, and like a social responsibility, and using our voice to help kind of nudge the Web3 ecosystem in a certain direction. But we want to be careful and not disrespectful, and there's a place and a time for saying very blunt, frank things and calling people out. The one thing I will say is, we used an ERC 721A Azuki. We extended the Azuki contract and then added the rug community functions to it to accommodate the both tokens, even 1155 token. So that was a pretty cool, like, last minute challenge that rug integrated. But yeah, I mean, we all benefit from these monoliths, so to speak, in this community, because they have this massive budget to like get out there in the world and onboard more people. obviously there's a barrier to entry. And so, and for now, who knows what'll happen, but for now, you know, we're a lot more accessible than that particular project. I don't know enough about that particular situation, but I know enough to say, you know, the goal is just to be transparent along the way. I think personally, this is just a personal
they should have
statement.
been transparent for sure.
Yeah, like my personal stance is like, I think it's okay to do more than one project in your lifetime. I mean, to limit your creativity to just one particular brand would be very surprising. And most people, you know, they change careers alone at like average of 5 times in their life. But one thing with this project is, yes, I'm just going to say it, this may not be our last project, but we're not going to hide anything. Like, we're going to be transparent, and this community will always come with us, and this community will always get that first right of refusal, so to speak.
Wow. Spoken like a guy with a Guy Fawkes Max on, for sure. That's literally, honestly, there's not enough integrity in the game, and I don't want to act like my shit doesn't stink, but you know, I haven't taken ETH for projects. I haven't done any of that. I never done that. I don't care about that. When I buy, I love it. Shout out to Hello Morgan for buying a mutant ape with her the money raised for her grandma. I'm just joking. We'll be okay, Hello Morgan, I promise. Rug Doctor, any Ape Son, any what's integrity mean to you in this game? Like, people ruin their names left and right, so I'm pretty sure you're in it for the long haul. And you have any thoughts on Azuki or no?
I mean, I have like a couple of things I guess I'd like to say about it. Like one thing that the main thing is, like, I don't think it's necessarily fair to drag an entire project through the mud because of an individual's actions. Like, you know, there's been a lot of great companies that have been formed with some questionable leaders, and those leaders got kicked out because they did strange things or illegal things or unethical things, or just like straight up, like, you know, horrible things as human beings, right? And like, this isn't the first or the last time that'll happen. So, you know, I think that, you know, saying that, you know, Zagabon did questionable things, therefore all of Azuki is now, like, you know, should be like under fire, is maybe not the right way to go about it, because, you know, people invest in that, right? Like, they put their money in that project, and then you basically start fudding it into oblivion because you dislike an individual and their actions, and that just like destroys an entire project and its investors and all of the people who put work into the project. So, you know, that's like kind of questionable, but that's just crypto Twitter drama, right? Like, that is what it is, and people will do what they want to do and host spaces, huge spaces, and gather large crowds, and it's like kind of performance art in a way, but
Sure.
yeah, that is what it is. But yeah, I mean, like you look at a company like Uber, right? That's like, I use that example a lot, but it's a really good one. Like, Travis Kalanick did like some really strange shit, and they kicked him out for it, you know? And like, I've and like, maybe Uber is not the best example because Uber's not like doing particularly like amazing as a company after that, but you know, they still did the right thing, you know, they kicked him out. You know, I've been part of a company where the one of the founders got kicked out by the board because they just didn't like his approach to running the business. And then after he got kicked out, the company got acquired, you know? So it's like, these things happen. Like, individuals make, you know, take questionable actions, and then they get punished for it. And that's the right thing that should happen. People should be punished for doing the wrong thing. But that doesn't mean that like an entire organization should be like, you know, burned to the ground just because of one person's actions. So
for sure. Ape Son, you have any thoughts on that before? Because it kind of is a perfect segue for what I'm about to say next.
Yeah, I actually agree. I don't think all of Azuki should go down just because of what was his name, Vagabond. I just think that that project had a lot more potential, and it's just getting shit on by market manipulators and people just looking for quick buck and pipe to other platforms.
Yeah, things happen here in the NFT space. Flip a coin. But to that, you guys seem like you have a gracious perspective, definitely a noble perspective, being from the reunion. In this nobility, you guys help rug projects and get them back on their feet. I think you just helped 2 just recently. Why whoever wants to take that Why help rug communities, or why not just use the money for ApeReunion itself?
And that's kind of an easy one to answer, but there's a lot to say. So, I mean, we've all unfortunately been on the other side of that experience and have had the rug pulled out from under us, and it's despicable. It sucks. And I think we even got to be careful about how we use that term, because I think it's being used to describe a lot of different things. But more importantly, like people who have like straight up been like defrauded or bought into an asset that just completely shut down the next day, like all their socials disappeared, everything. It hits super close to home. And you know, the community as a whole, I'm not blaming the community. I'm a part of this community, but we're enabling some of these bad actors with some of our, like, we gotta flip. And I appreciate that people are out there succeeding and rising, but some of that mentality is what's enabling these bad actors to enter the space. And so I think there's a large responsibility on those individuals who are more known projects to say, you know, enough is enough and take some sort of social responsibility. But that's really also like one of the cornerstones of what this project is about. That's why we did a free mint. That's why we pre-mint phased entire contract addresses for rug communities so that they could mint for free. That's why part of the reason why we decided to have only a 2% royalty. And even that was very
insane.
That was like pulling teeth. Like it was like a heated debate between Rug and I, basically, which never happens because this team is freaking awesome. But a good debate, right? It was that like we needed a little bit of capital so that we can build some of the stuff that we're intending on building, but we don't need to be greedy. We also want to be able to reward our team extension members like Wicked Awesome and our moderators and stuff. But then out of that 2% royalty, we decided that 1% of it would go back directly to rug communities. And you know, that has a lot of different ways, a lot of different looks. That can look like direct ETH deposits into a community wallet where, you know, potentially they're putting a dev on retainer, or it's empowering somebody to get the right hardware, like a computer or something, or like an artist getting them an iPad or like a tablet so they can actually draw. You know, we can sponsor like a community who might not just have the funds to pay a full-time moderator or to get the right tools to secure their Discord. Like these are all just like various different ideas, and it's still something, it's like an evolving program. Like this is all new to us. Like we're on the back end of things, meeting with tons of collab requests that are coming in, and we're so grateful for those. But we're also meeting with tons of suggested rug communities and trying to understand what state the project is in. Does a community member particularly like own the access keys for certain things that are necessary, like the socials and the contract and like stuff like that? And if they do, you know, what is their biggest need? You know, like one of the next things what we can potentially do, and I've talked about behind the scenes with a project coming up, is just minting some of the remaining tokens they have and then giving them back to our community. So there's a lot of different things we can do with it, but the reason for it is just we're tired of the nonsense. We're also tired of people using the term Web3 and like metaverse to just be pump and dump and like take from individuals and suck liquidity out of the space. And I like hate to use financial terms, but you know, for lack of better terms, that is what's happening. And so it's really our best way of helping projects who have passionate individuals. I mean, when you think about what pressure somebody is under, like let's use Cyrus over at Supreme Comms, like, or Zai over at Makazuki, like to put the community on their back to take on like the contract extension, or to take on minting out the rest of the tokens, or to like reverse the scars that have been done and like the stains on those communities. Like it's an enormous responsibility. Like those are some of the most incredible people in this space, and they're helping everyday people. So yeah,
that's like Leon Kennedy in Raccoon City, or Claire Redfield, or something like that. Complete damage control, trying to help, trying to lift up the vibes. You know, because you're right. The people will never come back to this space when that shit happens, and I think the flipper mentality is kind of making us impatient.
I think the other thing is like we're committed to building everything in house and like developing our own solutions and deploying our own tools and software and art and like all the things that we're doing. And along with that is a huge knowledge base. Like we're not reaching out to third-party vendors to do the things that we're trying to do. And so we can offer those knowledge resources to these communities and help consult them, so to speak. We can also do simple things like extend our rarity tool to projects like that to save them, you know, like a 2 ETH barrier to getting into some of the other third-party vendors that are out there. Anyways.
Did you guys see Doctor Strange too? The Multiverse of Madness at all?
I have not made time for it yet.
Sheesh. Well, there's a part in there that I won't spoil the movie, but it's kind of like a council of like heroes. I could definitely see you guys being on that council with certain people in the community and like kind of have a consensus and just having those stories live on through some type of like cool development software you guys make or some cool shit. I can only just see you guys doing and evolving the space further than what it is today, because you guys are able to do this in a bear market, and now we're kind of seeing maybe a glimpse of a silver lining. I don't know how you guys are able to do this shit in a bear market. I've always told the Discord, if ApeReunion makes it out on the other side during a bear market of pumping and getting verified during a bear market, nothing's gonna stop this team for the next decade and beyond. I don't know. Do you guys feel like it's weird that this is happening during like a bear? Do you guys?
It's interesting. It hasn't changed our philosophy or our approach or our dedication to building one bit. You know, we started from a free mint, and so I don't know. Like wherever we go from here is just us executing on our vision, and we've already had the privilege of helping a lot of people, and we're not. Yeah, we don't necessarily. It doesn't slow us down by any means. It just makes it so that, you know, we have to be more resourceful and make sure that we're available and prioritizing our community, but we're also using our position to be vocal in the right ways as well. One of the things that I'm really hopeful to do is start a community of founders. So it's something I'm actively working on, is starting a founders table with a big network of different project founders and just getting together to grow, to learn, and to encourage and empower the right people that deserve to have a future in this space from a founder levels position, and being vocal and active about those who shouldn't be here. So
sheesh, way to be you guys are real leaders. Rug Doctor, we got maybe like another 15 minutes of the show. We do have a giveaway. Someone in the UK is like, dude, I'm tired, do the giveaway already. I wanted to ask Rug Doctor and Apeson, what does that feel like in the bear market as well? Maybe your opinion to what's happening here.
I mean, we like I'm not that surprised that we're doing like well right now, because like, you know, people are coming to our project from other projects that are, you know, maybe their floor price is tanking, or they're running out of money, or you know, they're just not doing much, and they're coming over to us, and they're just like, okay, what are these guys doing? It's like, well, they're just like building the stuff that they promised that they were going to build, and it's not a ton of stuff, but they're actually doing it. So maybe I'll just chill, you know, I'll just hang out here and see like what happens. I think when they get to know us too, they want to stay, right? Yeah. Like, so yeah.
What are some projects you look up to in this space? Can you speak to that? Any ones that you can maybe take a play out of their book?
I don't know, not really. I don't know. I kind of see us on the same like level as everyone else. I don't know if that like sounds ridiculous. Like, just because we don't have like a 15th floor price doesn't mean that our team can't crush it just as well as everybody else. I see us all on the same playing field.
You just be dropping bombs. I swear, every time you say something, your sentences are just like confident and that they're just like ready. They have direction. Yeah. Holy smokes. You're right.
Yeah, just I see us having, we have a lot of potential ourselves, and like we're gonna bring some heat, like we come from various interesting industries, and we've got a lot of skills and techniques, and we're gonna bring some heat. Like we're gonna
This
do
is the
some
way.
interesting things too.
This is
Nobody, there's not like any single project that's like doing anything that like
Yeah, I was
mind
talking
blowing
to an
yet.
OG. I'll keep him anonymous, Anon. But he was like, there was this a nomination thing going on, and he said, dude, most of these projects really haven't done anything. Just got a lot of ETH, like they just got a lot of ETH, and we're waiting to see what happens. Maybe a few of those are caveats, but a lot of these projects have just accumulated ETH. What have they done to progress the space?
Merch. That's what they've done.
Merch, and it's just collecting a lot of ETH, and now we're just waiting to see what our fingers crossed. Like, let's get it. What's innovative? Like, what's happening? Like, what kind of social good is here? Like, what kind of social good is being had? It's wild.
Yeah, the kind of things that inspire me aren't necessarily in Web3. They're probably more in like the traditional like startup sector. Like I get really inspired when I look on LinkedIn and I see people like talking about their, successes or failures with their businesses that they're starting, and like sharing their experiences and stuff. Like I like seeing people hustling and trying things and maybe failing, but like I like to see that. That's the kind of energy that I like.
Yeah, that energy is beautiful because it's like it shows you your resilience. What kind of shit did you have to triumph over? Like I get it, you became a million overnight, but people want the nitty gritty, man. People want this is why this story here is a brick by brick building a castle, brick at a time, and it's pretty beautiful to witness. Ape Son, what's your favorite food, dude? When you're like not developing all this shit.
Okay, wait. First of all, I do want to say on the bear market question, I don't really
Yes.
look at the markets that often. Just to answer that. And my favorite food, man, it's gonna be really specific. But do you know what pilaf is? Pilaf? It's like a central Uzbekistanian food.
Pilaf?
Yeah,
No, it sounds great though.
yeah. It's like a meat rice dish, some
Mm.
carrots and shit. It's pretty yummy.
We know
Yes.
Ape Son eats pilaf 24/7. And the bear market question?
I don't look at the markets.
Perfect response.
I deleted the
One-liner.
app.
Shout out to the chat. Launched as a free mint 420. 3 weeks later, 953 total volume traded. 14 today so far. Sheesh. Shout out to Wicked Bullish. Jaco said, let's fucking go. Uses the hashtag ApeReunion. Hamilton says, this project is so fire. Someone said, I'm staying up from India for the giveaway. Yeah, all right, guys. We'll do the giveaway. ApeReunion have Earth they need for success. Great art, idea, community, fam. So LFG. Bunch of emoji spam. Guys, you want to say what you're giving away? I got it up here. Thank you for even offering that. I'm gonna tell the chat what are the rules real quick. What are you giving away, Ape Mother?
That's a good question. I put it into a tweet underneath the original Young Content Show tweet. I actually gave a little teaser. We're giving out a particular token, 9622 from the ApeReunion collection. It's a very, very nice looking token.
Dude, the R hat too. How many R hats are there? That's really cool. I haven't seen one of those under brims. Holy shit, with the flannel and the underwater trait.
yeah, there's some gems hidden in there, but yeah, just wanted to at least come through and offer everybody something out of respect. Just thank you guys for supporting Young. Thank you for supporting us. We're just grateful. So, when we dev minted 10% of our collection, like that was strategic so that we could give back to the community, so that we could use those to reward people and just continue giving back.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, guys. You guys are I know frothy, ready to go, ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna put a song on. Literally, I'll tell you right now. Let me actually figure this out. Let me ask you one more question while I do this really quick. Yo, Ape Mother, what do you like to eat? What are you munching on? Are you a snack guy? Are you like a 5-star meal guy with the 2% royalties you're getting kicked back? What's going on? What are you eating?
Oh man, I'm so lucky. My wife is like literally the best cook you've ever met in your whole life.
Really?
And oh yeah, she just whips up stuff that is just kills me with just, it's so good. But sadly, I've been surviving on Tasty Bite lentils lately, and a little bit of coffee and pizza here and there. This week, I put down like 5 salads, started eating real food again. I'm so excited about that. The whole mint phase and like post mint, there's just a lot that you have to do, a lot of time spent. And I can't tell you how many days have been like 14-ish hours at the computer at your desk, just getting stuff done. Yeah, eat just about anything at this point.
Jeez. What about you, Rug Doctor? What do you like to eat? Calzones?
Depends. Like if I'm going out, I really like ramen and sushi. If I'm staying in, I'm usually just cooking up salmon in the oven.
With that blackened touch to the end, ape style, AR style. Wild. Guys, all right. So this is how this is going to work. I'm going to do a retweet. Tag ApeReunion. They'll retweet it. You have 1 minute. I'm going to put a 1 minute timer on. After the 1 minute's over, it shuts down. Winner gets announced. Let me go to my clock. You have 1 minute to tweet this tweet out. It hasn't been tweeted out yet. I have a timer here. Good luck, and we'll do it all live here, and then we'll figure out we'll figure out if it's a bot who won. We'll get down to the nitty gritty of who actually won this. So I'm going to send a tweet out now, and turn the music on. You have 1 minute going, and Ape Mother, can you retweet this when I retweet? You tag it.
Absolutely.
Here it goes in 3, 2, 1. Tweet out. And music has started. You got 30 seconds. Not a lot of eyes going to see it. This is good because people in the chat watching on Twitter a live stream, people watching on Twitch, you know where to find me. Make sure you follow @YoungShow. That tweet is going live now. Follow the gang @ApeReunion. You got 15 seconds before I draw this winner. That shit is going crazy already. 73 retweets. You got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Let's switch screens. I'll show you. I'm gonna take the tweet. I copy the URL. I put it in tweet draw. Good luck. The winner is Dark KYEH. Dark YEH. See if this is a real account. He has a profile.
Oh, that's a real account. Yeah,
he's active member in the ApeReunion Discord. Let's go.
Is he?
Yeah, real active guy.
Let's fucking go! Hold on, where's the tweet? Where's this guy at? I gotta give him his moment of shine. Shout out to this homie. Who is this guy to you guys? What does he do?
He's just one of those great community members who's active. I see him on Twitter like crazy. I see him in the Discord like crazy. We're starting to get familiar with a lot of individuals in the community, and so the name just stood out to me right away.
Dude, I love your PFP, Dark. Really cool. Congratulations for winning, man.
Yeah, he's actually an original reunion list member too, so he's been around.
Holy smokes. Loyalty pays off, beloved. Loyalty pays off. You just won yourself this bad boy right here. It looks like it's gonna be a perfect animated one too. The sad face. Why are you sad in the water, man? Have some time. Take get a margarita. Boom. Go back. Guys, holy smokes. I feel like we went through a lot. I went down a rabbit hole of like knowledge, and I feel like I'm a better ApeReunion holder after talking to you guys.
That's awesome. Yeah, thanks for having us. We're really excited. I mean, there's so much that we could share, and we just can't thank you enough for having us on.
Sheesh, 92 retweets in under a minute. You guys are savages. I've seen dead fellas get like to 300 retweets in under a minute. Holy smokes, that was awesome. That was awesome. Yo, this is the part of the stream. Let me actually turn this song off. This is the part of the stream. Did we miss anything? First and foremost, guys. Ape Son, Rug Doctor, Ape Mother. Did we miss something?
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the legends in our community. We made sure to not have any grind associated with getting on the whitelist, law list, or doing anything like that. And our legends have really just supported us from the get-go. Those who got elevated to those 10 roles were able to work with Rug Doctor one-on-one to create their own one-of-one that got minted in the collection. And those guys are still huge supporters. So shout out to all the legends in our community.
Let's go, legends. You guys make this community fortified, okay? Valhalla, like some Vikings. Guys, this is the part of the stream where I give each and every one of you guys the gong. The gong is a symbol in the dojo to be free. It's a form of enlightenment. You can moon somebody, you can curse somebody out, you can shout out your grandma, you can marry somebody. The gong is essentially you have the floor, okay? I'm gonna go and I'll give a Rug Doctor the last word. It's gonna go from Ape Son to Ape Mother to Rug Doctor. Ape Son, here's the gong. It's very special.
Thank you for the gong. I was happy to be here. You're a really good like Twitch streamer and streamer in general, man. And I also love your mustache.
Thank you, dude. I like your frog hat and that vape. I have a blunt. A guy who's wearing a fish hat and yeah, I love the vape. You have the floor.
I love that hat. Nah, man, I don't have much to say, man. I've just been sitting and relaxing, listening to you guys talk. I don't have very much to say. Just hope that everyone gets in the server and plays my ape game ASAP.
Boom. Alpha plays only. Don't play that ape game from Ape Son. It's gonna be a movie. Ape Mother, here's the gong.
Thank you, brother. It's such an honor to be here and to just have you in this community. The talent of this community is outrageous, and we're just touching the surface of it so far. Something I always say to a lot of people in our community is a rising tide lifts all ships, and so we all rise together, brother. And we're here to support you, and just thank you so much,
dude. Thank you for spreading, letting your cup floweth over to all of us. You have a really great way of articulating. You can tell you're a gracious man. You've seen things. You've been around the block a couple times. So all that stuff is your energy, and your energy is precious. So thank you for sharing your energy, Ape Mother, Ape Son. Rug Doctor, last but not least, here's the gong for you, Bo. Shit, I played the wrong.
Your brother's soul is mine.
I played the Shang Tsung soundbite. Fuck, whatever. The gong.
All right. Yeah, thanks for having us. This is really fun. I want to give, I know that I talk a lot about how like we are the driving force of the project, like of the team, which is true, but I want to give a shout out to the community because I don't really say that very much, but I see you guys on Twitter. You guys are hustling hard too. You guys are putting in a lot of work, and we really appreciate it because you're keeping you're like keeping the ship afloat while we are doing the work behind the scenes. So we definitely appreciate that, and we see all the hard work. So thank you guys.
For real. I cannot wait to give you guys a hug, maybe a high five, and just really see your success here. Very few projects make me this excited. From the tip of my toes to the top of my head, I think ApeReunion has a lot of cool things in store. It's just the beginning for you guys, and the Sensei and the dojo are gonna ride with you to Valhalla. So thank you, chat. You were undefeated. Ape Mother, Jezo, Eloti, everyone. You know who you are. Kelsey White, Laura Zombie. Guys, this was a great show. I've wow, I just got way more intelligent and way more bullish on this project. You guys know the drill. We got to do it again sometime.
Oh yeah, man. We would love to come hang out with you anytime.
Hell yeah. Guys, you know the drill. Live the dream, eat ice cream, and above all, stay content. Peace, everyone.